All right, good morning. This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com. It is time now for coaching points for the Deep Dish Football game of the week between Peotone versus Wilmington this Friday. It's going to be a hell of a game. Interstate 8 small battle. Wilmington 2-1, Peotone 3-0. It's a hell of a game. Wilmington history is on their side. Peotone, sort of the new team. Coach Tolly, the new young coach, high coach of the Interstate 8, has a great future in Illinois high school football. Is a candidate for a lot of jobs in the coming years, and that he does a hell of a job, Coach Tolly. On the other side, you have Coach Reents, seasoned coach, probably a Hall of Fame coach. Has done an unbelievable job with Wilmington. Moved out of Morris to Wilmington. He took over the job, I think it was in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. But basically has done a remarkable job with Wilmington. Has installed toughness, execution. I'm forgetting one other thing. And basically mental discipline. You got Coach Tolly, who has a hell of an offensive line. Good group of kids who I believe have one goal in mind, and that is winning the Interstate 8 small. It's their year this year. Great offensive line. Now, what do? You're playing Wilmington. You go against a team that you know that you have the upper edge over, but you have to prepare for what Wilmington football does. Wilmington football likes to enter the game and win the game, the pregame, before the game has even started. That has been Wilmington's tradition. They have done everything from warm-ups to even leaving the bus to intimidate a team. And they have intimidated teams just leaving the bus. I can attest to, because I coached against Wilmington, they have intimidated teams leaving the bus. But Wilmington does a great job of it. Coach Reents does a great job of it. Unselfish gameplay in that. Now, what do? Wilmington has always had a bad history against the pass. They can't fit against the short, choppy passes. If they go long, Jesus, it doesn't look good for Wilmington sometimes. Now, what does Peotone do? What does Coach Tolly do? Does he hit him with the hitches and a little bit of the bubbles? Does he go long after that, or does he stick with his main guy? His running back, who's had a tremendous season so far, and his offensive line blocking. It's going to be very interesting. Can their offensive line counter that strong, tough-nosed defense that Wilmington has? And can Peotone's defense be disciplined enough to basically have a disciplined game plan against that Wilmington offense? This has been the Wilmington's offense for a bunch of years. I'm going to make the play small. I'm going to get that 3-4 yards. But as soon as your defense makes a mistake, a missed tackle, a misread, anything small enough, Wilmington capitalizes off of it. Wilmington capitalizes off of mistakes. They take the mistake and they make it to their advantage. That's the one team that I can say is one of the best teams in the state of Illinois for doing that. They have a strong history of doing that for Wilmington. Now, if you look at Peotone, what does Peotone do? This is something different. This is something new. You're going against the big dogs. You have to win that mental game. That's going to be key for this game. Is going to be the mental game. When they see Wilmington come on to the field, what are they going to feel and what are they going to do? Luckily, the game's not being played in Wilmington with those loud-ass motorcycles, which I, by the way, as a former coach, are annoying as shit. Those motorcycles. I'm not going to lie to you. They're annoying as shit. But what does Peotone do? How does Coach Tolly get his kids motivated before that game and not make sure that they're not intimidated by that Wilmington team before the game? Simple as that. They know that they're a great team. They know that they're a better team. A lot of teams have said that they're the better team. But you know what? When they face Wilmington, guess what happens? It goes to shit. That's the scary part about Wilmington football. A lot of people overlook Wilmington football, and guess what? They play off of it and they win. That's how Wilmington plays football. Simple as that. Peotone basically, if they want to win, this is simple as that. If they score 14 points and it's 14-0 or 7-0 or whatever, keep going. Keep going till the fourth quarter, till the last second ticks down. Keep going. And keep scoring, keep doing whatever you have to do. Because Wilmington will always come back. Always come back. Did they lose to Mantino this season? Yes, they lost to Mantino. But let me tell you something. I guarantee you Coach Reents grinded their ass till they got ready for that Westmont game. And when they did, they beat the shit out of Westmont. Simple as that. So, it's going to be a tough game. You got Coach Tolly, young, up-and-coming coach, Coach Reents. You can almost say a legendary coach now, especially in the 3A, when what he has done for that team and for that school is unbelievable. So it's going to be it's going to be sort of a chess match between both coaches. And not coaches, but coaching staffs. Because the coaching staffs are going to play an important role for both teams. So we'll see what happens. But these are Coach Big Pete's coaching points. Remember, Deep Dish Football Live is at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to talk about some scores, going to talk about some games. I just say football talk at its best. Please follow Coach Big Pete, Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. How you doing? Visit deepdishfootball.com if you like what I had to say. Please feel free to leave a tip or a donation on the PayPal. Leave a tip, deepdishfootball.com. Front page on the right-hand section. On the top right-hand section, you will see it. Thank you so much. And again, like I said, these are two great coaches. And Coach Tolly is building to be a very special coach in IHSA football. And you have Coach Reents, who already is a legend. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a chess match. It's going to be a chess match of mental toughness and everything else that I've talked about. Have a good one.